But is there a limit on how far it goes in terms of dealing with people that bring on their own health issues like drug addicts and such like that? Is there a moral point where you say we can't bankrupt society?
Yeah. Well, I think generally speaking, let me take the question at its highest level and then work down. Generally speaking, it is important to keep healthcare in balance with other things as it is. I mean, if you put every resource you have into healthcare and you don't have anything to provide housing or nutrition or education, that won't serve the common good either. So there are limits as well as obligations. Secondly, you point to the question of personal obligations, and that's a reasonable thing to say. Now, how you would frame that as a policy, okay? In other words, Catholic teaching thinks that rights and duties correspond to each other. That is to say, we each possess both rights and duties. Indeed, when you push it far enough, the Catholic argument is that you always start with your duties. I guess that's why what does the radio program with the man who does the soliloquy comes from Minnesota. And he talks about Our Lady of Perpetual Obligation. I mean, that's the Catholics have been known for. Because, for example, we make the argument that a person has a right to a job because they have a duty to support themselves and their family. We have a duty to protect our health, and we also have a right to those means that make it possible. So it is a good thing to talk about things like that as part of the policy. I think, as with all policy, the danger is if you carry something out to the logical extreme, you're going to get in trouble. So I'm not positive that if someone has been a smoker, then you say, well, there's going to be no radiation treatment for you. I think that will carry it a little bit too far. There was a famous English Catholic priest, Ronald Knox, who once wrote a book about religious people. He called it enthusiasm. There's always the danger of too much enthusiasm in any kind of public policy. So I think it's good to talk about duties and rights, responsibilities we have as well as claims we have. When I frame the law and policy, I don't think I can do it in absolutist terms. I don't think the world is too imperfect for that. The famous Protestant theologian Reinhold Niebuhr once said that the only Christian doctrine for which there's empirical evidence is original sin. That's good to keep in mind when you try and shape a view of society.
We thank Father Hehir for coming. We thank you for your presence. I think that it was a stimulating evening for all of us. You can have some refreshments, and we'll see you on July 10th. It's a Friday night.